My name is Guy Kawasaki. I am the managing director of an early-stage venture capital firm called Garage Technology Ventures. However, I'm not really here today to talk to you about venture capital. I'm here to talk to you about entrepreneurship and startups. A little bit about my background. I worked for Apple twice in my life. From 1983 to 1987, I was Apple's software evangelist. And I also worked from 1995 to 1997 when I was Apple's chief evangelist. My job essentially was to make sure that there was a lot of software for Macintosh. And I worked for Steve Jobs in the Mac division that first time. It was a very, very interesting experience. For those of you who know people from Apple, I don't think you'll find this surprising, but I consider the Macintosh division the largest collection of egomaniacs in the history of Silicon Valley. And that's saying a lot in this valley. We worked for Steve. We had very special treatment, unlimited supplies of Odwalla juice at $2 a bottle. On Thursdays and Fridays, we had massage therapists come into our cubicles and give us back rubs. Unlike any other part of Apple Computer, a Macintosh division employee could fly first class for any flight over 2 hours. My definition of the 2 hours begins at the moment you leave your apartment, so I flew first class everywhere for years. You know, back then the company was divided into product divisions. There was the Apple II division, which made all the money, and the Macintosh division, which spent all the money. And the Apple II division, we really treated them lousy. I regret that, because of our arrogance, because of our NIH attitude. And so the Apple II division people weren't even allowed in the Macintosh division building. Now, arguably, they paid for the building, but they were not allowed into the building. And because of this, the Apple II division people came up with a great joke about the Mac division people, which is, how many Macintosh division employees does it take to screw in a light bulb? The answer is 1. The Macintosh division employee holds up the light bulb and expects the universe to revolve around him. How many of you use Macintoshes in this room? A lot of oppressed people, huh? So, I'll tell you, is Microsoft a sponsor of this conference?
Is.
Well, they won't be. The Microsoft version of this joke is, how many Microsoft employees does it take to screw in a light bulb? The answer is none, because Bill Gates has declared darkness the new standard. Early in my career, I sat through many keynote speeches at Comdex, at Macworld Expo. I saw many, many high-tech CEOs speak. And I have to tell you, one thing I noticed is that they pretty much sucked as speakers. And the second thing that I figured out sitting in these audiences of sucky keynotes was that if there's anything worse than a CEO who sucks as a speaker, it's a CEO who sucks as a speaker, and you have no idea how much longer he or she will suck. And so I have adopted the top 10 format for all my speeches. This way, if you think I suck, at least you can track progress through my speech. I hope you don't think I suck, but at least you can track progress. So I'm going to use the top 10. This speech is loosely based on a book I wrote called The Art of the Start. And I don't know what's on. Has the slides been up? Yeah? Oh, okay. So I'm going to give you my top 10 pieces of advice about the art of the start, about entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship. I'll be the first to admit, when you're a keynote speaker and an author, you tend to start believing your old bullshit and thinking that you did everything right in your career, and you want the audience to perceive you as omnipotent and omniscient, and look at all the things that I did. I never made a mistake in my career, and that's a lot of crap. I made a lot of mistakes in my career. This book reflects what I should have done, what I could have done, sometimes what I did do. But generally speaking, I would like to pass on what I learned, in many cases the hard way, to you, a group of entrepreneurs. And I hope that you can take this information and change the world. Okay? So, thank you. The first thing that I learned is that if you want to change the world, if you truly want to be a successful entrepreneur, the best reason to start a company is to make meaning, is to change the world. I think you can make meaning in fundamentally 3 ways. The first is to increase the quality of life. That's what the Macintosh division was all about. We wanted to make people more creative and more productive. The second way is to right a wrong. We thought that MS-DOS was immoral. It was wrong. It was a crime against humanity. And we had to fix that wrong. And the third thing that you can do to make meaning is to prevent the end of something good. Now, as a venture capitalist, I'll tell you that we meet many times with entrepreneurs, and they come in and they think they're saying what we want to hear, which is, we want to make money. We believe that with our P2P optimized Google AdWords revenue model, collecting millions of eyeballs, that we can quickly flip this company and sell it to Google or Yahoo or Apple or Microsoft. If they don't take us off the market in 18 months, then it's no problem. We'll go public. And when we hear that, it's just so depressing. It's so disappointing, because I figured out that the companies that are successful, they start out to make meaning, not to make money. So one tip for you, for those of you who are pitching VCs, talk about how you'll make meaning, because the theory goes, if you make meaning, you will make money. But if you start out to solely make money, you will attract the wrong kind of employees. Typically, when you say you're going to make money, you will attract MBAs and consultants. And there are no two worse kind of people for a startup than MBAs and consultants. The second point is to make a mantra for your organization. Because there are too many MBAs in the world, and I have an MBA, because there are too many MBAs and too many of you have worked for Bain or McKinsey or Arthur D. Little, somehow you think that you should make a mission statement. And the way you make a mission statement is typically this. You go on a 2-day off-site with the executive team. The executive team, the first day of this off-site, you're outdoors. You're at the Ritz-Carlton Half Moon Bay, for example, because that's why you go on these off-sites. So you go to the Ritz-Carlton Half Moon Bay, and there's a facilitator. And the first day, you create these cross-functional teams, and the facilitator says, all right, one of you from each team, come to the front. Everybody else, get behind him or her. Turn around, shut your eyes, open up your arms, and fall backwards into their arms, because we're going to build trust. You're going to learn that your teammates are there for you. So turn around, shut your eyes, spread your arms, and fall backwards. So after one day of this bullshit, the second day is you're out in a small room. There's a bunch of white papers, those tablets of papers, and there's a facilitator who knows nothing about your industry. And that facilitator is going to help you craft this mission statement. And this mission statement is going to be good for the shareholders, for the employees, for the customers. If HR is there, it's going to be good for the whales and the dolphins. We're going to take care of everything. And what happens is you get a mission statement like this. The mission of Wendy's is to deliver superior quality products and services for our customers and communities through leadership, innovation, and partnerships. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Wendy's. I have 4 children. By definition, I like Wendy's. Okay? But I have to tell you, in all the times that I've eaten at Wendy's, it has never occurred to me that I am participating in something involving leadership, innovation, and partnerships. I dare say that if you ask Trixie or Biff, working at Wendy's, what is the mission statement of Wendy's, not one could repeat this. I also dare say that not even the founder of Wendy's, Dave Thomas, could repeat this. I know that's not true because he's dead. This is a useless kind of statement. It's too long, it's not unique, it's not memorable. As an entrepreneur, someday when you have 15,000 employees, you're trading on NASDAQ, and you spend $2 million to build your annual report, fine, make a dumbass mission statement like this. But right now in the entrepreneurial stage, I submit to you, you should create a mantra, 3 or 4 words, a mantra. Of all audiences, not to be racist, you should understand what a mantra is. So, let's have some mantras here. The mantra of Wendy's should be healthy, fast food. In 3 words, Wendy's could explain to every employee and every customer what we stand for. Healthy, fast food. Admittedly, there was a woman here who thought she'd change Wendy's mantra to healthy finger food. But in the long run, it's healthy, fast food. FedEx has airplanes, they have vans, they have an incredible IT infrastructure. FedEx can tell you that your package is on the left side of the van on the 3rd shelf from the bottom, traveling southwest on Highway